Hello again. We are back for the third one, and we are again on a new location. So the idea is to keep you guys guessing where we actually are. So again, two opinionated people, and today we are going to share our opinions about Women's World Cup. Women's Cricket World Cup is ongoing, and it is interesting this time around. It's hosted by India and Sri Lanka, and subcontinent. Subcontinent is always good for hosting World Cups because there's a lot of crowds.
I think that's the main reason that it is being hosted in subcontinent, especially in India.
And that's another thing. I am very, very, very happy to see so much crowd. And to be very honest, I have seen neutral matches as well, and there's crowd in neutral matches as well, which is a big deal. All right, I was told today Shank is gonna start with the first question. So
yes,
Shanky has a question for me.
So this is not just about the women's cricket. This is actually about not just cricket but any sport. What do you think is the biggest asset for any cricketer or any sportsman in any sport?
All right, if I think about it a little, I would say for any sports person, I think preparation would be key. What other things comes to mind? Mental strength would be key. Performance wise, consistency would be key. So
I was hoping you say that consistency word. Yes, I wanted to hear that.
So there are different elements, but I do believe that consistency is one of the key asset for any sports person to be successful in that sport. So if you can say that you have been consistently performing in your particular domain, it doesn't even have to be restricted to sports.
Absolutely. And when you talk about consistency, you see the greatest cricketers. Let's talk about cricketers: Sachin Tendulkar, Virat Kohli, Don Bradman. In women's cricket, we have Mithali Raj. Why are they famous? Because they were absolutely consistent throughout their career. Mithali Raj, over the career of I think 23 years, she started in '99 and until 22, she has an average over 50. And Tendulkar, I think his average is in late 40s, I guess.
That's another interesting point, though, right? The average average is a good marker for consistency. Like if you have a high average, then you have been consistently performing.
Yes, certainly. For a team, the consistency comes to regular high score, regular high scores or like medium scores, regular wicket takers, and the team is like early 250s, early to near 300 scores. If the team is consistently scoring 300s or 280s, that means the team is consistent. And similarly, the players, if the players are consistently scoring 50s, hundreds, or sometimes even early 40s as well, if they are playing the role similar to what Rohit Sharma played in the Cricket World Cup, in the Men's Cricket World Cup, then even the 40s are good.
So with consistency, if and I'm assuming there was a reason you were asking for this question, because we landed on consistency as a mark. Pratika Rawal, because Pratika Rawal is very consistent player. But there's not enough matches under her belt to be.
And maybe Pratika Rawal's consistency was the reason that she was picked over Shafali Verma.
It's true. That is very true, because she in these 20 innings she has an average of 47, which is just above Smriti Mandana. So that's and in the current players, highest average basically. The team is choosing consistency over aggression or aggressive intent.
If that's the case, like I don't know whether we should call this might be a bit of being critique towards Harmanpreetkaur. She's a captain of the team, but we can't really say that she has not been consistent as well, because in the last 10 matches she has played, she has scored 100, and maybe two or at least 150s she has scored in the last 9 or 10 odd games. One for sure, maybe two. And just before the World Cup, she has scored 100, I guess, or maybe it was 50. I don't remember. But anyway, but that shows the reason the reason I'm trying. You might see that I'm criticizing her or being critical of her is because a lot has been expected from her. She's just like Virat Kohli of the women's cricket.
Or Rohit Sharma.
Or Rohit Sharma of women's cricket. We can compare Virat Kohli to some other player. And
number 18.
Yes,
all the Smriti and Virat fans out there, sir, I am with you.
Yeah, absolutely. And so, but considering Harmanpreet, maybe we actually you pointed it out. It's absolutely correctly that we are comparing it with. We have to compare her with Rohit Sharma, because We expect a lot from Rohit Sharma. When Rohit Sharma does not hit a lot of runs, we criticize him. And similarly, I think I'm doing the same to Harmanpreet Kaur. Even though she has had slight a little bit of runs in the past 10 games, scoring 100 in the last 10 games, scoring a 50 in the last 10 games, you can't really say, and then early 20s and late 30s as well, you can't really say that the person has not been consistent. It's just the bad, it's just maybe a bad day and the runs are not coming from the bat.
But that's difference, right? Because you said Rohit Sharma, or because we discussed that Rohit Sharma is what whom you compare it to. My only problem with the way currently Harmanpreet is going along with her innings is that, so what Rohit Sharma does best is, and I know that these are two different phases of game. So Harmanpreet bats second down, Rohit Sharma opens inning. It is probably easy for Rohit Sharma to be aggressive on upfront because of the power play, right? But the key always with Harmanpreet's batting has been her aggressive intent, right? So when women's cricket is a little bit different from men's cricket in the way the innings go over, right? It's a little bit different. After power play, the game becomes a lot more focused on rotating of strikes. The boundaries rise a little bit, uh, right? But that's where Harmanpreet changes things, because she brings that X factor of rotating, but also hitting one or two boundaries here and there. So from my point of view, what you said is correct. What I need, or what I think that is missing, is even if she scores 30 runs or 40 runs, but those are quick 30 runs or quick 40 runs, that would change the whole game.
That's the thing. Maybe it's not her role. When you talked about Rohit Sharma in Men's Cricket World Cup, his role was to provide a good start. But maybe that is being done by somebody else in the team, because she's not the opener as Rohit Sharma was, and she's coming at number 4. Just Virat Kohli was coming at number 3. I think in the Cricket World Cup, it was Shreyas Iyer who came at number 4. So her job, Harmanpreet's job, not just does not just becomes attacking or like hitting from ball one, but also to steering the game and take it to the deep, take it to the end. And that's why she has to play maybe a slightly different game to her nature.
So in that case, maybe what is missing here? So if Herman's role is more about anchoring and rotating, right? Then there needs to be someone who is showing aggressive intent in the middle order. So Rishabh Pant, right? And we have a Rishabh Pant equivalent, or in the form of Richa Ghosh. But the problem is that she is a finisher,
and she's coming at number 8.
She's coming at number 8. But to be fair to her, she is an amazing.
She's the highest scorer so far in the 3 matches that India has played.
But she is amazing talent. The force on her. Have you seen her striking? She strikes so clean.
That's
right?
6.
If it goes like this, it's going to the boundary.
Oh yes.
Now my problem is, are we, two questions basically, are we underutilizing her like it is, or is it like a more over reliance? Like if Richa Ghosh is out, there is nobody to finish the game for us. And I am so sorry for drawing parallels for every women's team to men's cricketer, but what I'm trying to establish here is
The benchmark
is not even the benchmark, because it's very bad term to say benchmark, because these ladies have potentials that they should be considered benchmarks themselves. Right? But for the audience sake who are not following women's cricket that much, that's the reason I am saying, comparing for you, for the audience to understand where we are going with.
I think I would agree with you on that. And coming to your first point about Richa Ghosh, uh, you mentioned two interesting points. Whether are we underutilizing her, and if we move her upwards, who will be there to finish it? In my opinion, the answer to both the questions is like yes, and then there is a worry as well. I would definitely say that there is a strong sense of worry in the Indian top order in this particular World Cup, because for for 2 matches, actually one match you have lost, but you got to the respectable total by your lower order Richa Ghosh again. And for the other 2 matches, you were able to come to the respectable score only with the help of your only with the help of your lower order.
So to be fair though, which is a very correct statement, but I can't really blame top order either, because just 3 World Cup matches, right? But before the World Cup matches, you can see Smriti Mandana has just become the highest scorer in a calendar year for women's cricket altogether, which is a very big record. So you can't say that top order is failing.
And she scored 100 just before
the World Cup. Yeah. So you can't what I would say, what I would agree with you, is the middle order is failing. And if we talk about just India, right? In this context, I'm just talking about India because if you see consistently, and again goes to point of Harmanpreet Kaur, right? Harmanpreet Kaur is the backbone of that middle order, right? And then who comes after that? Jemmy comes after that. Jemmy has not been able to perform consistently either. uh, and then there are, and then again becomes everything comes to the shoulder of Deepti Sharma, and she's literally carrying the entire team.
And then Richa Ghosh as well.
And then Richa Ghosh, most of the time she's just coming so down,
Yeah.
that she's become lower order batsman rather than the middle order. So that's another thing. I think the main point here is, should we fix Richa Ghosh's position? Like, and I know it's a bad thing because we are comparing. We have fixed Rishabh Pant's position of number 5 in Test cricket, though. But Rishabh Pant has made that position his own. If he's in the team, he's batting at number 5, no matter what happens. Can we just say that Richa Ghosh should bat on number 5 no matter what happens?
No, no. That's a straightforward answer would be no. But yes, obviously, in some conditions when India is in a commanding position and there is just 240 odd runs for the 3 wicket down or 4 wicket down, and we have 6 overs left, why not promote her? And why not have a blasting batter at the top or in the middle, or in the middle of the ground, and who can just push the score in the next 6 overs, can get us an extra 70 or 80 odd runs, or maybe 100 at times. And that is what Richa Ghosh's capabilities. But coming to the point is, when you mentioned is, should we be moving the position of Richa Ghosh? Another thing is that these things need to be addressed. That the top and middle order needs to not be failing. They need to actually produce some runs in there. They need to show some responsibility. It can't be just on one person, as you mentioned, Deepti Sharma and Richa Ghosh. They can't carry the weight on in every game.
So I want to maybe switch gears a little bit and bring out something very interesting. Is focus a little bit on Australian women's team, right? So if, and again I'm comparing this to men's team because it's good to sort of visualize what is happening. In my opinion, current Australian women's team is as strong as Clive Lloyd's West Indies team back in the 1980s or
1970s, late 70s,
1970s,
early
uh,
80s.
and and as strong as Ponting's Australian team, which was just dominating throughout, right? This Australian women's team is amazing, as you rightly mentioned, as you mentioned in the between, right? Number 10 player, Alanaking, coming at number 10, hitting a ball by ball century, like 49 balls, 50.
52, I guess.
So,
Oh, maybe
and
50,
it's
yeah.
just, I mean, mind blowing. And she's an amazing bowler, right? One of the world's best all rounder, Talia McGrath. She's batting at number 8 or number 7, and she can whack the ball out of the stadium on any given day, right?
And
This team never stops batting.
guess what? I think this was the match where Pakistan would have actually hoped that they will probably win, because eventually Pakistan has not been able to score over 120s, 130s, or 150s in this World Cup so far, although just 3 matches. Pakistan would have hoped, "Oh, okay, we have got the game," but these two people just took the game away.
Yeah.
They're like 100 for, roughly 100 odd for 7, and they scored like 200 odd runs.
200 plus.
Oh my god.
So here's my question to you. Like, is it given, and maybe just to add some more context to this question, in the pre World Cup press conference, Sri Lankan captain Chamari Atapattu said to the press that I don't care who wins, but a subcontinent team should win, not Australia. Right? So is it given that Australia will just win this World Cup out of it doesn't matter? Like, even the subcontinent teams are frustrated that it's just Australia who's gonna win.
I think so. That's you reminded me of my age when I was in my teens, when I used to watch India versus Australia, and I used to hate Australian team because they were so good. They were just so amazing. The Ricky Ponting name you mentioned. Every time they would play against any team, they won the back-to-back 1999 World Cup, 2003, 2007. Everybody hated them because we were not able to win against them. And this is what the current Australian women team is. And yes, they are definitely one of the favorites. And I have a strong feeling that they might be able to pick up the World Cup. So that's the Australian culture. I think that's been embedded. And the reason the culture is so strong, because they have so much of facilities and so much of focus on sports and obviously cricket. they invested a lot of money. I think I'll be sidetracking it, but if you live in Australia and if you see Australian suburbs, just 2 kilometers, you walk 2 kilometers, you'll find a stadium, a cricket ground. Yeah.
True.
So that's where the strength, women's cricket team strength and the men's cricket team strength comes in. That's
But
what I
I
feel.
think one of the important point for all the teams who are playing in World Cup is to remember 1983 India World Cup, right? Nobody would have expected that West Indies, anybody, any team for that matter, can beat West Indies. Not just the Indian team who actually did do that,
And
right?
they beat West Indies twice
They beat West Indies twice. So
in that
that's
World Cup.
always and always remember that uh, Goliath. There would be David when where there is Goliath. So always remember that's a key takeaway for all the teams. All right. So in the breaking the norm section today, what we are going to discuss here is that one thing I wanted to bring to our audience's notice and ask you the question at the same time is why is Indian head coach not Indian women's head coach not a woman? Right, because and it has been the same story for a long time. There was only one small 2 years tenure where the women's cricket head coach was a woman, but we have a woman stalwarts and if I name like Anjum Chopra, Mitali Raj, Julan Goswami, these are the big names. They have seen everything that is possible to see in Indian cricket or women's cricket, and fair to say, Mitali Raj and Julan Goswami retired recently, sure. Uh, but these people have inspired this generation, this crop of people who are playing. Don't you think if they become the head coach, they will just create magic? And to fair to say, right? I mean, there are even more stalwarts, right? And in the women's cricket.
I would definitely want not be able to answer this question because I'm actually on your side. There should be a women's coach because women can definitely understand a women better, and the only reason I can think of that there is no women's coach for Indian women's team is just Indian culture, I would say, or the women's are not given much opportunities. I know this might be very much controversial, but that could be the only reason. Because I'm definitely sure that that players like Julian, Anjum, they are available to take the next generation, to coach the next generation. But why they're not there, that's up to the BCCI.
Could it be? And we don't know, right? That's another question. You rightly said that we don't know why is that the case. Because it certainly cannot be the reason behind that is the lack of talent or lack of uh, game understanding, right? uh, Maybe, and again I don't know, again this is it internal politics that plays a role in there? Do people or the selectors or the administrators think that there is a lack of administrative knowledge in these players like that? Who is that the reason? Because nobody can say to me that Anjum Chopra does not know enough about cricket or does not like is not comparable in cricketing brain with Amol Mazumdar, who is the current head coach of the women's team.
And this is not to discount Amol or any of the men's
Exactly.
any of the men's coach capability. It's just that why don't we just have the women as sitting as the head coach of Indian women cricket team? And I think we should. We need to get out of the mentality of the politics.
And another thing, right? So if you think about it, in the past, Indian cricket men's team have foreign men coaches, right? If you think there is lack of administrator, like if you genuinely think if somebody is sitting in the administrator and they think that uh, the a retired Indian women cricketer lack the administrative expertise, then why not hire a women's head coach from international arena? Is anybody offered apart from men's? And was there lack of applications from women's? If there is, I would like to request all the retired brilliant amazing women cricketers out there to please consider your applying for the job, because I genuinely think what is missing in this and probably just my own words, but what is missing is that spark of inspiration, that spark of inspiration that it's coming from people that inspired them to actually take cricket.
Who do you think will be the top four teams who will be qualifying for the semis?
Predictions time. All right. So for me, it's probably simple. Four semifinalists are easy for me. Australia, given,
Oh, absolutely.
of course.
Nobody's going.
England,
Mhm.
India, and it's a close call between New Zealand and South Africa. But given South Africa's ability to generate spin, left arm spin,
Yeah.
I would pick South Africa.
I have the exact same predictions. I was like, since the moment I asked the question, it's gonna be India, Australia, South Africa, and England.
Yep, those four.
And what do you think? Who do you think will be the finalists?
That would be a tough one. Emotionally speaking, I would say India and Australia. Emotionally, uh, but I think no. I'll go with India Australia. Finalists, I'll go with India Australia.
Mhm.
What about you?
I feel it would be. I want India to be winners. I would want Harmanpreet to play another final, and considering this could be her last Women's Cricket World Cup final, she should be there. But I feel with the current top order, current middle order lagging behind, India might not be able to make to the final, and I will go with Australia and England.
Okay. And in that case, who will be the winner?
It depends on the day. Australia for sure, but if England plays the right cricket, they definitely has a strong chance.
From me, for my side, again an emotional thing, but I think 1983 World Cup is going to repeat itself this time. We are going to beat England. We are going to beat Australia, and we are going to Indian women's team are going to lift this champion,
Yes.
this trophy.
Hopefully that will happen, and with that we can definitely close up the podcast. And let's see who wins the World Cup by the end of in the next few days.
And we will keep you guys guessing where will we be for our fourth podcast.